Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Breaking news. Shock and tears in Thai entertainment. Fort, Gemini, Bright, Vachirawit, and more celebrities rushed to hospital after Oat's devastating leg injury. Lead. Bangkok, Thailand. Thailand's entertainment world was shaken to its core yesterday when news broke that rising actor Oat had been rushed to hospital after suffering a severe leg injury. Within hours, some of the country's biggest names, including Fort, Gemini, Bright, and Vachirawit, were spotted arriving at the hospital to show their support. What began as concern for his health spiraled into national heartbreak when doctors released their medical assessment. The injury was so severe that Oat would no longer be able to continue his acting and performing career. The announcement left fans in tears, and even fellow actors, usually composed under pressure, could not hold back their emotions. The hospital scene. Stars arrive in silence. By mid-morning, fans and media had already gathered outside the hospital gates. When Fort and Gemini arrived together, the crowd erupted in sobs and camera flashes. Both actors moved quickly through the lobby, avoiding questions, but their downcast eyes and trembling lips made it clear this was more than just a casual hospital visit. Minutes later, Bright and Vachirawit appeared. Bright, usually a pillar of positivity, looked deeply shaken. Vachirawit kept a steadying hand on him as they made their way past reporters. "We just want to be here for Oat," one of their managers quietly told the press, refusing to elaborate. Throughout the afternoon, more actors streamed in, colleagues, co-stars, and longtime friends of Oat. Some carried flowers, others carried nothing but heavy hearts. The hospital lobby became a quiet but tense gathering point, a space where stars tried to comfort one another while waiting for updates. Inside Oat's ward. Those granted access to Oat's private hospital room described an atmosphere thick with emotion. When Fort and Gemini entered the room, they immediately broke into tears, said a nurse who was present. Oat tried to smile and told them not to worry, but his friends couldn't stop crying. Bright sat next to him, holding his hand without saying a word. Everyone could feel how much love was in that room. Despite his injury, Oat reportedly tried to remain positive. He reassured his friends that he was still alive, still fighting, even as the harsh reality of the doctor's words weighed heavily on everyone. The doctor's tense silence. Before releasing their official statement, the medical team met with Oat and his family privately. The corridors outside the consultation room were filled with actors waiting anxiously, whispering prayers, and hugging one another for strength. When the doctors finally stepped out, you could tell by their faces that it was bad news, one insider said. They explained the damage to Oat's leg and what it meant for his career. You could hear the sound of sobbing down the hall. Some actors fell into each other's arms. It was devastating. Fans at the hospital gates. Even before the announcement, fans had begun gathering outside, holding banners with messages like "Stay strong Oat" and "We love you always." By evening, hundreds filled the area, many crying, some kneeling in prayer. One young fan shared through tears, "Oat inspired me to chase my dreams. I can't believe this is happening. Even if he never acts again, he will always be my star." At one point, Oat asked for his window to be opened slightly so he could hear the chants of love and encouragement from the crowd below. Witnesses said he cried quietly upon hearing them. Social media eruption. Almost instantly, hashtags like #PrayForOat, #StayStrongOat, and #ForeverWithOat trended across Thailand and soon spread globally. Fans from neighboring countries, including the Philippines, Indonesia, and even as far as Japan and South Korea, joined in posting messages of support. Clips of Gemini wiping away tears and Fort hugging him tightly outside the hospital spread across TikTok and Twitter, reaching millions of views in just hours. Comments flooded in. True friendship is standing beside each other in the hardest times. Reporters swarmed the scene. By nightfall, the hospital grounds had turned into a full-blown media frenzy. Reporters from every major Thai outlet camped outside, cameras rolling, microphones ready, waiting for an official statement. "This is one of the biggest entertainment stories of the decade," one veteran journalist remarked. The sheer number of fans, the presence of so many top stars, and the heartbreaking news, it has captured the nation's attention like nothing else. Closing scene of Part 1. As night settled over Bangkok, The hospital was lit not only by its fluorescent lights but by the flickering glow of candles held by Oates fans outside. Inside, actors remained by his side, unwilling to leave him alone in his pain. The entertainment world and Thailand at large had entered a new chapter of heartbreak. The country was not mourning the loss of Oates' life, but the loss of a career filled with promise, cut short by a cruel twist of fate. Fans flood streets, social media, and vigils as Oates' career-ending injury sends shockwaves worldwide. The moment the doctor's report was made public, Thailand erupted into an emotional outpouring unlike anything seen in years. From Bangkok's bustling malls to remote villages, fans of all ages reacted with shock, disbelief, and sorrow. The heartbreak didn't stop at Thailand's borders. Within hours, Oates' name was trending across Southeast Asia, spreading to Japan, Korea, and even communities in Europe and the United States. His global fandom mobilized instantly, organizing vigils, prayer circles, and online campaigns. It wasn't just about a broken leg. For millions, it felt like the breaking of a dream they had shared with him. Thailand, a nation stunned. Across Bangkok, television screens replayed footage of Fort, Gemini, Bright, and Vichirawit arriving at the hospital. Commuters on trains watched in silence, some openly crying. In universities, students gathered in groups, scrolling through social media updates, consoling each other. At Siam Paragon Mall, a group of Oates fans set up a makeshift memorial near the fountain, placing flowers, photos, and handwritten letters. Strangers stopped, bowed their heads, and left offerings. In Chiang Mai, fans gathered at Tha Phai Gate, holding candles and chanting "Stay Strong, Oat." In Phuket, a group of students painted a mural of Oat with angel wings, writing underneath, "Our star forever, no matter what." It was as if the entire country had entered a shared state of mourning, not for a death, but for the loss of a future everyone believed in. International shockwaves. Philippines. The Philippines, where Thai dramas enjoy massive popularity, was one of the first countries outside Thailand to react. Fans organized candlelight vigils in Manila and Cebu. Posters of Oat with the words "Mahal Ka Namin," Oat, we love you, Oat, were seen across fan gatherings. Filipino fan accounts trended the hashtag #OatStrongPH, with thousands of messages flooding Twitter and TikTok. One post read, "You showed us love through your roles. Now it's our turn to send it back to you. We are with you, Oat." Indonesia. Jakarta's fan groups mobilized quickly, creating online prayer chains where hundreds joined live Zoom sessions just to pray and cry together. Indonesian hashtags #DoaUntukOat, prayers for Oat, became the #1 trend nationwide. Japan. In Japan, Oat's drama fanbase began translating news reports into Japanese so the updates could spread faster. Fans placed flowers outside Thai embassies in Tokyo and Osaka. Japanese fan accounts circulated emotional fan art of Oat surrounded by light. South Korea. Korean entertainment blogs picked up the story almost immediately. K-fans, many of whom discovered Oat through Thai BL dramas, expressed their grief in comment sections. "We know how much effort he put into his roles. He doesn't deserve this." Hashtags like #Oat, Stay Strong Oat, trended on Korean Twitter. Global. Even Western fanbases joined. In Los Angeles, a small group of fans gathered in Koreatown, holding a banner, "From LA to Bangkok, we stand with Oat." In London, fan accounts organized a charity livestream in Oat's name, raising money for medical support and rehabilitation charities. The social media meltdown. Almost immediately after the doctor's press statement, Oat's name dominated online spaces. On Twitter, #PrayForOat, #StayStrongOat, #ForeverWithOat, #OatOurStar. All trended in Thailand, Southeast Asia, and globally. Within 12 hours, over 50 million tweets mentioned Oat. TikTok was filled with tribute videos, montages of his best scenes, fan art set to emotional songs, and footage of crying fans at hospital gates. One video of a girl clutching her Oat photocard while crying softly went viral, captioned, "This isn't just an idol, it's family." Instagram exploded with black and white photos of Oat, posted by both fans and fellow actors, captioned with broken heart emojis, prayer hands, and messages of love. Personal stories. The depth of the pain. Fans didn't just post hashtags. They told stories of how Oat had touched their lives. A high school student in Bangkok wrote, "I was bullied for who I am. Watching Oat on screen gave me courage. He showed me it was okay to be myself. Now my heart is breaking for him." A fan in Manila shared, "When I was sick, Oat's dramas kept me company. His smile gave me hope. I can't stop crying." A mother from Indonesia posted, "My daughter was depressed until she started watching Oat's shows. He brought light into our home. We are praying for him every night." Each story added weight to the realization that Oat wasn't just an actor, he was a symbol of hope, healing, and identity for so many. Fans turning pain into action. Instead of letting grief consume them, fans began organizing movements of solidarity. Donation drives, fan clubs in Thailand, the Philippines, and Indonesia raised money for charities in Oat's name. Blood donations. Inspired by his hospital stay, groups of fans across Bangkok organized blood donation campaigns, posting with the caption, "For Oat, for love." Art projects. Global fans launched digital art campaigns, flooding Twitter with illustrations of Oat smiling, surrounded by messages like "Our star will always shine." Prayer vigils. Every night, fans across multiple countries organized online vigils via Zoom and Instagram Live, lighting candles in their rooms while chanting prayers together. The collective heartbeat of a fandom. The grief of millions had turned into a single rhythm, a heartbeat of love, solidarity, and unwavering support. An entertainment analyst described it as, "This is no longer just about one actor. This is a cultural moment." Oat's injury has united fans from all backgrounds, countries, and walks of life. His career may be over, but his legacy has just begun. As night fell again in Bangkok, the hospital grounds looked less like a medical facility and more like a temple. Candles, flowers, banners, and the quiet hum of prayer filled the air. Across the globe, from Manila to Tokyo to Los Angeles, fans stayed awake, sending love across oceans and borders. Oat's career may have been cut short, but in the hearts of millions, his light was burning brighter than ever. Brothers forever, Fort, Gemini, Bright, Vachirawit, and Thai stars pour out emotional tributes to Oat after heartbreaking news. Bangkok, the Thai entertainment industry is no stranger to dramatic headlines, but never before has it witnessed such a raw, collective display of grief and love as it did in the wake of Oat's devastating career-ending injury. For hours after doctors confirmed that Oat would never be able to return to acting due to his shattered leg, friends, colleagues, and co-stars flooded the hospital with both their presence and their words. The atmosphere was not just somber, it was intimate, personal, and profoundly moving. The tributes that emerged from that day, spoken through tears in hospital hallways, whispered into Oat's ears at his bedside, and later broadcast through social media, painted a picture of an industry united by heartbreak, and of friendships that transcended fame. Fort and Gemini, a bond beyond the screen. No tributes were more visibly heart-wrenching than those of Fort and Gemini. Known for their close bond with Oat, the two actors were among the first to collapse emotionally when the doctor's announcement was made. Inside the hospital. A nurse described the scene. Gemini covered his face with his hands and sobbed uncontrollably. Fort hugged him, but he was crying too. When they entered Oat's room, both of them just sat beside him, holding his hands tightly. They kept saying, "We're here, we're not leaving you." At one point, witnesses say Oat tried to joke, whispering, "Don't cry too much, or people will think I died." Both Fort and Gemini burst into tears again, hugging him even tighter. Public message. Later that night, Gemini posted a black-and-white photo of himself and Oat on Instagram with the caption, "You are my brother in this life and the next. Even if you cannot act again, you will always be my star." Fort reposted it with his own words. "Work or no work, career or no career, you are family. Nothing can take that away." Both posts racked up millions of likes within hours, flooded with comments from fans worldwide echoing the sentiment. Bright, silent but shattered. Bright, usually the beacon of positivity in the group, was struck silent. Witnesses said he spent hours by Oat's side, holding his hand but barely speaking, his tears doing all the talking. Inside the hospital. According to one friend, Bright whispered to Oat, "You gave me so much strength when I needed it. Now it's my turn to give it back to you." He kept repeating, "I'm here, always here." Bright's emotional collapse became one of the most talked about moments of the day. Fans noted how uncharacteristic it was for him to show such raw vulnerability in public, a testament to the depth of his bond with Oat. Public message. On Twitter, Bright later wrote in Thai, "A career may end, but love never does. Oat, you will always shine brighter than any screen." The tweet was shared over 1 million times within 24 hours, cementing it as one of the most viral tributes in recent Thai entertainment history. Vachirawit, the steady brother. Vachirawit, often the calm anchor among his peers, tried to stay strong during the ordeal, but even he could not hold back tears. Inside the hospital. As the doctors explained Oat's prognosis, Vachirawit clenched his fists so tightly that his knuckles turned white. He bit his lip, eyes closed, before finally breaking down in tears. Later, he stepped outside to address fans waiting by the hospital gates. In a trembling voice, he told them, "Please, do not lose hope. Oat is still here with us. He may not act again, but he is alive, and he is still our brother. Let's show him love instead of sorrow." His words calmed many fans, who applauded him for his strength. Public message. That night, Vachirawit posted on Instagram, "We dreamed together, worked together, laughed together. Nothing can erase what we built. Oat, you are not just a colleague, you are blood to me." The post included a candid picture of the two laughing together on set, now painfully bittersweet for fans to see. Other actors step forward. It wasn't only the big four. Scores of Thai actors who had worked with Oat, or who simply admired him, flooded social media and press outlets with tributes. Mix wrote, "I still can't accept it. Oat, you're too talented to be stopped like this. But I know your spirit will never be broken." Win shared, "The first time I met Oat, he treated me with kindness like an old friend. That kindness will stay with me forever." Nanan tweeted, "We stand with you, Oat. Always." Christ posted a picture of Oat smiling, captioned with just 3 words, "My brother, always." Each tribute added another layer to the collective grief and love pouring out across the entertainment community. Hospital hallways of love. Reporters stationed in the hospital described scenes that felt more like family reunions than industry gatherings. Actors who had never even worked with Oat were spotted hugging Fort, Gemini, Bright, and Vachirawit, offering comfort. One journalist said, "It wasn't about cliques, agencies, or rivalries. Everyone was united. Everyone was crying. It was pure love for one man." Fans respond to tributes. The tributes didn't just touch Oat, they touched millions. Fans around the world began echoing the actor's words, creating hashtags like #BrothersForOat and #FamilyNotFame. One viral fan comment read, "These actors showed us that fame is nothing without friendship. They are not just co-stars, they are brothers." Another wrote, "I came for the dramas. I stayed for the family." This bond between Fort, Gemini, Bright, Vachirawit, and Oat is something I'll treasure forever. The collective message. By the end of the day, one message was clear: Oat may never return to the screen, but in the eyes of his friends and fans, his worth was never tied to his career. He was a brother, a friend, a light. And nothing, not even the cruelest twist of fate, could take that away. As dawn approached, many of the actors still remained in the hospital with Oat. Some slept on chairs, others on the floor, unwilling to leave him alone. The entertainment world had witnessed one of its darkest days, but also one of its most beautiful, a day when love triumphed over despair, and when stars reminded the world that behind the cameras and fame, they are, above all, human beings bound by love.